Right, just like imagine being in a foreign jail. Like, can't talk the language. It's got to be intimidating. Like, if you don't understand a word anyone's saying, screws, prisoners, you ain't gonna trust anyone, and you're gonna think everyone's talking about you, ain't you, as well? Yeah, especially if you're using English when in another jail. They'd hate you. Well, anyway, he's saying about that. These are alleged Russians. They're definitely Eastern Europeans. So alleged Russians. I don't want to jump on no Russian hating bandwagon like that. But they're allegedly Russians. Well, this one was. This was in Pentonville. At the time, I'm a bio cleaner, yeah. I go around the jail cleaning up shit ups, stabbing, like, if there's bodily fluids, I'll clean it up. Yeah, it's good dough. And this happened more than once, what I'm about to say, yeah. This was the first time that I see it happen. It was on my wing, it was on a weekend, I wasn't even meant to be working, but I cleaned this up afterwards. And it sort of set off a trend. And I know it set off a trend, and I know how often it was happening, which was a lot, because I was cleaning it up. Or getting other people to clean. I was the number one. I was a supervisor. So I wasn't really doing. But actually, I cleaned this one up. This was the week I cleaned this one up, the first one. This was. Yeah. Right. Saturday morning. Social time. I'm sure it's social time. Anyway, we're out. It was the morning. I'm not doing nothing, leaning about. Going in my, dipping in my cell, dipping in out. Other people's cells, having a coffee. Nothing. I can't really even remember what I was doing. That's so. It was a dead morning, you know. Anyway, because on G Wing G Wing's massive. It's like five landings, I think. I was on the fours, and I was like below the top one. I forgot how many landings. I think there's five, but I was on the four. I'm watching some madness on the twos, just below, like opposite in my eyes, in my eyesight. You don't really get to see like other. You can't go up and down unless you stand at if you stand at the stairs, like the gates are locked, yeah. So if a screw's going in or out, you can sometimes blag your way up or blag your way down, but then you've got to blag your way onto the other landing anyway, because every landing's locked. So if you're on the floors, basically you stand on the floors. If you're down there, you stand down there. But I'm watching this madness down there anyway. These two Russian geezers, they was banged up together, arguing with a screw. They don't understand, like in their language. This is all alleged Russians, by the way. Yeah, this definitely happened. I watched it, but definitely Eastern European anyway. They're arguing backwards and forwards. What it's about, who knows? Like, you know what I mean? I don't think the screw knows what it's about, but these Russian boys are frustrated. They're frustrated. And it transpires afterwards that they've been asking for something for time. And the screws just didn't have a clue what they was talking about and just kept letting it go. You know what I mean? Whatever they was asking them, the screws weren't helping them with. So obviously anger's built up, innit? We've all been there. You ain't got to be an Eastern European to get stressed at a screw, you know what I mean, for not doing something. Or saying they're going to do it and just longing it. That's the best one, isn't it? When they say they're going to do it and they go home. You know what I mean? You find out they've gone home about 2 hours later. Anyway. They were arguing now. And the screws banged them up. Because they're giving it. They ain't even banged everyone up. They just banged them two up. Put them behind the door. And they do, not all screws, but it's a pack mentality as well, isn't it? Some screws sort of take liberties with foreigners because, well, they don't know, they can't put a complaint in. What can they do? And they do sometimes. Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes the foreigners are annoying, mate. But they always stick together. I'll give them that. There's a story about the Albanians sticking together in Pentonville as well. I'll tell you that one day. Yeah, they firmed it. Yeah, but back to the Russians. They got banged up, and people went about with their day, with their morning, and then everyone's got banged up now. End of Soch, lunchtime later, in a bit. No. All I'm hearing is like as you know, the doors are going along. You know, when it's come to be dinner time, you can hear the doors going, and it's not just like one door. There'll be screws on, just opening doors. There's loads of doors at a time. People coming out. It gradually gets noisier. People are talking. Starts calling each other, wanting this, wanting that, running about. Ain't just straight. Screws say straight down for dinner, but it never is that, is it? You got to run here. You got to run there. You got to grab that. You got to drop this off. All I've heard is because I very nearly just said I see it, but I can't. I really just, but I didn't. I heard this bit. Yeah, doors opened. Rah! Like scream basically. Fucking what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Everyone's getting banged up now. You think, oh no, like what's happened? You know what I mean? You're thinking well, I'm thinking there's been a stabbing or something. You know, big old scream like ah. Anyway, God knows how long later. You know how it is when you get banged up, that sort of thing. It could have been the most trivial thing, and nobody actually did even get hurt. You know what I mean? So you know, God knows how long later we got let out. I'm looking down because it was the Russians, isn't it? Outside their cell, it just looks like a murder scene, and all over the cages, like each landing's got a cage, so you can't jump over or throw someone over or whatever. There's just blood everywhere, and like where we've been banged up for about 45 minutes, an hour, it's congealed now, so it's, you know, it's dark like brownie, and it's hanging off the bars in the middle, like the cages, like it's hanging off them, like what they call stalagmites or something, just hanging down through the bars like it's jellified blood. And it's all over the, like, you know, the landings, like the floors are white, isn't it? Or they, well, they're a light colour, so but there's blood everywhere. Like the bars are painted blue. they're just they're just red at the minute or brown. Or brown. There's a screw. What they've done is they've got in their cells and just been totally like just thought, you know what, we're gonna have, like, you ain't mugging us off no more. They've gone in their cells and cut their, not trying to commit suicide, but they've cut one of their main arteries and just filled up 2 jugs each, or their bowls, more than likely their bowls, and filled them up to the brim, tied bandages around their arms. Bosh, I'm fucking about, mate. When the screws opened him up for dinner, I went whop. I'm not laughing at the screw. I really ain't. It's just what the stuff people do. It could have been over something right trivial as well. Like they kept getting the wrong sandwich at lunch. Who knows? Who knows? His screw just got done with Hep C, Hep B, TB, AIDS, HIV. They never had that, but he's gonna have to get tested. But that's gonna go through your mouth. Imagine it. Come on, boys. Mouth open. Bosh. A bowl full of blood in your mouth, in your eyes, in your nose, all in your hair. Like you try. It looked like a scene out of Carrie, wouldn't it? Have you ever seen that horror film, Carrie, from back in the day, mate? I was gonna say there was like a cartoon stain of the screw like against the wall, like all blood round it, nothing in the middle, but there were. No wonder he screamed. I'm surprised it weren't a gurgle, like a drowning noise. Don't mess with him. That's what they did to him over that, and I'm not sure. That must be what they do. I'm presuming that's what they do. This is my guess. This is what they do in their own country. If they got beef with a screw, they'll just do so. Because you know what I mean. You're not really gonna, you know, in 1 second you get before the bell gets pushed. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? Unless you're gonna murder him, like have me blood. And then they started doing it like all the wings everywhere, and on my wing even more so. Like it was like a beef they had with the screws because of these two geezers. Like everyone stuck up for these two geezers and totally agreed with them. It was like, yeah, we've been having the piss taken out of us for years, or whatever it was about. All of them started launching blood at screws. Good for me though. I mean, I used to get from my job. I used to get like paid per clean up, and I'd get a £5 if it was a little clean up of blood, and a little clean up would be classed as one surface, and a big clean up, which was only a tenner. If I say only a tenner, I mean most people get paid £5 or £5 a week in jail. This was a tenner if it was like if it was classed as a big clean up, yeah. And a big clean up was if it was on two surfaces, so a splash of blood on the wall and a splash of blood on the TV. And I used to do the paperwork, and I used to have to decide if that was big or small. Obviously, every single one I ever done was massive. You know what I mean? And it was a tenner each for each of the boys that was there cleaning it. You know what I mean? Weren't a tenner split. So, you know, you could go to the end of the week and you have like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 quid banging. So all these Russian boys were putting dough in my pocket. So, alleged Russian boys. So, thank you for the extra dough. But we don't do that in England. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe. And we'll chat tomorrow.